Hi, it's Kathy Lanzalago. Welcome to another episode of Inspire Careers Spotlight on Careers, the video podcast series where I bring you best-in-class career-related information to keep you up to date and help you advance in your careers. And today, I'm going to talk about whether or not conducting a job search during the holiday season is a good idea or not. So we are entering that time of the year, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, lots of stuff happening. We're busy. We're all busy. But I'm still talking to job seekers. And what I'm hearing a lot of is, I'm thinking about waiting until after the new year, Kathy. What do you think? Should I pause my job search now? I've been looking for a few months. Or I want to start launching one. Should I do it now? Should I wait? What should I do? So I'm answering this question a lot. And if people are asking me, I know you probably have that same thought. So this is the deal. There is a misconception that hiring stops over the holidays, and it's just not true. People are hiring. Companies are still hiring year-round. One size does not fit all as far as hiring practices go, and a lot of companies really do accelerate their hiring in Q4 as they get ready for that next year, starting the year out strong. There are other companies that want to use all of the dollars that they have allotted. If positions have been approved, they want to be able to use those and not lose the dollars. So there's a lot of different reasons, but hiring is still happening. People are still working, even though there may be some abridged hours day after Thanksgiving. Not necessarily, a day that you may think there's a ton of people in the office, but by the same token, if you're applying for a job that day, many other people aren't. So you might be the one to get to the top of the list because there's less competition. So you have to think about those things. So it's not a one-size-fits-all, and it's not an all-inclusive statement to say companies are not hiring. But that's why it's always important, and I tell everyone that I work with, targeting companies is a better way to find a job than targeting job titles. So if you know about their company, you know about their hiring practices, you know about how often they're hiring, when they're looking to bring in more people, what their cycle is like, then you understand that and you can better target your approach with them. So the first thing is that people think that, the hiring is not happening, but it is. The other thing is, one of the great reasons to actually look for a job during the holiday season is because there is less competition. Many people believe that there's less hiring, or they understand that the hiring is still happening, but they want to take time with their families. Maybe they have trips planned. Maybe this is the time they've looked forward to all year just to lay low, refresh, get ready for the new year. So people just take themselves out voluntarily, regardless of what they believe is happening in the market. So that happens too. But overall, that means then that there's less competition. So take advantage of that less competition and get your applications in there. I also hear this during the summertime. Nobody's hiring, everybody's on vacation. Well, they are. Many people take vacation during the summer months, but that doesn't mean hiring stopped. And again, there could be less competition during the summertime. So the holidays are that same concept. It's just a matter of, do you want to be job searching? But imagine that if you hold your job search until the first of the year and other people have that first year, it's the first week of the year, it's just like at the gym. It is crazy town. Everybody's back the first year, and then it starts to decline again, just like New Year's resolutions. Because oftentimes a job search is somebody's New Year's resolution. So that happens. But let's talk about this. So if you are going to be engaging in a job search during the holiday season to take advantage of the hiring that's still happening, as well as less competition in the market, what should you do? What's the same? What's a little bit different? What do you have to consider for that? All right. Well, first and foremost is get that resume ready. Because I don't care if there's less competition in the market or not, you still have to go to market with a strong resume. Take a look at it, dust it off if it's been a while, and make sure when you're looking at it that it really reflects the best of you, your expertise, your skills, your accomplishments. If you have not written a resume in a long time, if you haven't even updated yours or whatever the case may be, today's best practices call for accomplishments focused, results oriented. Tell the reader what you've done so they can anticipate what you may be doing for them. Metrics. That's what I want you to hear. So if it's more than 2 pages long, really take a step back and say, does it need to be 2 pages long? From a timing perspective, you really only need to go back 15 years. No more than that, unless there's a really significant reason to do it. So get all that old stuff, get things that are outdated off of there, memberships you don't belong to anymore, those type of things, get all of it off there and just make sure that you have the most relevant and recent things on there. Make the investment. If you can't do it yourself, hire somebody to do it. Make the investment because sometimes you only get one bite at that apple. That whole statement about you only get one chance to make a first impression. So get in on that. That never changes. So always do that. Next thing, get your LinkedIn profile updated. Job search, what did I tell you? If people are still hiring, that means, yes, they're accepting applications. You will still see jobs posted, but there's also recruiters that are searching on LinkedIn all day long, looking for you, looking for people with skills and qualifications that you have. If you're not on LinkedIn, you can't be found. Period. End of story. If your profile is lacking, you can't be found. And when you have a fully optimized profile, you increase the chances exponentially of getting found on LinkedIn by these recruiters. And listen, it's not a magic bullet. Just having an updated profile and then, going on vacation isn't going to bring tons and tons of people into you. It will help and it should increase the traffic, but a really good contact strategy and being able to engage on there is really where the magic happens. Being able to demonstrate your expertise, sharing with others, making relationships. The algorithm responds to all of that, and you can get more traction in that way. But get that LinkedIn updated. And here's something that I think people know, but I still see it. So people are still avoiding it for some reason. Get a profile picture up there. And if it's not recent, and what I mean by recent is 3 years, 4 years tops, get another picture taken. No selfies, nothing in your car, folks. And if you don't want to make the investment in going to a studio to have some branding headshots done, which really, by the way, are not very expensive. But if you don't want to do that, then get somebody to take a nice picture of you where you have a nice background that's not cluttered up and the people can see you really from that bust up so that they can see your warm, friendly smile. There are great statistics on LinkedIn about people that will be more engaged with if you have a profile picture. So make that be the gift you give yourself is a nice headshot photo. So use LinkedIn too. Make sure that you are go into that skills section, optimize the skills, make sure that that headline is really reflective of what you want people to see. Make sure it's not an old job and don't tell me that it isn't updated because you have the time. That's what we're talking about here today. How about holiday events? Let's talk about that. Just like I tell people in the summertime, when you're at pool parties and graduation parties, you should always be networking. That doesn't mean keeping your resume in your back pocket and passing it out with the hot dogs and at the holiday parties with the beautiful hors d'oeuvres that may be served, but build relationships, have conversations with people, ask questions of others, share what you're doing, get that elevator pitch ready so that you at least have it up to the top of your mind about what I want to say about myself. If somebody says, "Hey, Kathy, it's nice to meet you. What do you do?" Just rattle it off. You don't even have to say you're looking for a job. Just start the conversation. Sometimes coming right out of the gate with, "Hey, I'm looking for a new job in the new year," can turn people off. Just go in smoothly, build relationships. Don't ask for anything right off the bat. Unless, of course, the opportunity presents itself, then, go for it. But just start talking to people. And this is a great way to be able to build a foundation for future meetings and conversations, and connecting on LinkedIn is just having a casual conversation over a glass of wine or at a house party where you're just sitting next to each other on the couch, whatever it is. So think about those as networking events. You don't have to go to a meeting at the club to say, "Oh, it qualifies as networking." No, you can absolutely consider these things as networking. Think about, too, at the holiday table for Thanksgiving, you're at a table with 20 people, and let's say that half of them are working adults. Maybe you haven't seen your cousin Joe in a while. Talk to Joe. Let him know what's happening. If you're launching a confidential search, tell people that is confidential. You don't want it shared, but listen, Joe, I'd love to work at your company. Any openings? What can you tell me? Can you hook me up to talk with somebody? Use those networking events to your advantage. Now, I said people are still hiring, and they are, but I'm also going to encourage you to set realistic goals because people do take time off. Recruiters are people too, folks, and they are taking time off to be with their families. And again, while maybe they're taking the day off after Thanksgiving, as many, many places do, but somebody's working somewhere, or maybe they're checking email from home, whatever. And I'm not suggesting that you should be working through Thanksgiving, working that day, not taking time to do the wonderful holiday events. You should. However, recognize that other people are taking time off too. And that if they don't get back to you right away, it doesn't mean they're not hiring. It doesn't mean they're not interested. It just may take a little longer based on the time of year. So recognize that. And as I've shared a lot this year too, I think this year I've seen people take a little longer to land their jobs, but when that alignment is there between the company and the job seeker, it does happen very quickly, which is really exciting. So keep an open mind, keep focused, set a plan for yourself, build a plan. Do not say, I'm off for a week at Thanksgiving and I'm going to search for a job 40 hours. No, you're not. First of all, you're not going to do it. Second of all, I don't recommend you do it. You're going to burn yourself out. Pace yourself. Get a plan. How many hours a week are you going to spend on LinkedIn? How much are you going to reach out and talk to people? How many applications are you going to submit a week? Make a plan. Don't overthink it. Be strategic, but don't get crazy about it. And develop a plan that you can stick with. But remember, sometimes people are out too during the holiday season, so you just have to pace yourself. Stay informed. Read papers, industry information. LinkedIn is a great source of information for what's happening in the job market. Keep up to date. Don't stick your head in the sand during the holiday season either. A lot of things are happening. Read those recent job reports, but don't let them scare you either. Tech is still laying off. We still hear that all the time, but they're hiring somebody, so it could be you. So keep networking, keep talking to people, keep that energy high. Pace yourself. You can't do everything in the first week, and particularly if you're out of work. You know how stressful that can be during the holiday time. I have been there. I understand it completely. Build a plan, take a deep breath, do one thing at a time, and just keep moving forward. But if you are out of work and you really need to find a job during the holiday season, then you should not be taking time off, pacing yourself. And then the next thing I want to say is creating balance. So this goes whether or not you're a passive job seeker or an active job seeker. Create balance in your life over the holidays. Create that plan. Build enough time in, though, for going to see the holiday lights, having family over, wrapping the gifts, going out shopping, whatever it is that you want to do that. Enjoy it. Because I will tell you something else. You will feel better. You will come across better. You will have more energy. So when you are actually interviewing at these companies, you're going to be a better candidate. So in conclusion here, I want to say holiday time is a great time to be out looking for a job. But just keep some balance. You want to have a good time. This one holiday season only comes around once a year, so enjoy it. But don't give in to the fact that, oh, nobody's hiring, so I should sit home and do nothing about it. Oh, no. You may have a wonderful experience job searching over the holiday. So go ahead, get your resume updated, get that LinkedIn profile ready, and get out there. And then, as always, live inspired.